approach that desire to make society better. And we do that by either looking from a microeconomic perspective, and that means is we look at the individual level, right, and try to understand how is that individuals make economic decisions, right? I mean, but also we look at from the macro perspective, i.e., we look at essentially we look at aggregate outcomes as well. And any economist will tell you that these 2 points of view are equally important. Now, I thought that I just spend maybe 2 minutes telling you my own experience as an economist, right? So the university has this rule that we professors and in fact members of academic staff have an assigned number of hours per semester that they can devote to the professional practice. So I have my own professional practice, and I pursue that alongside of the university. And I just thought I should give you an example of the kind of assignments that I have had as an economist, as a professional economist. And one and I have had many very interesting assignments, but one that comes to mind as being very interesting is provided advice to the Australian government on how to buy complex weapons systems. So you want to buy a ship, right, or an aircraft. The number of manufacturers is small, okay? How is that we can, as a society, minimize the cost of acquiring complex weapons systems? Another example, perhaps more peaceful example, is the design of the emissions trading scheme. So I have provided advice to the government on how best and to design the scheme that's going to set the price that polluters will have to pay for polluting the environment, right? So the issues such as, well, if you have pollution permits that are issued on an annual basis, so you have a pollution permit that allows you, for instance, to emit 1 ton of CO2 in the atmosphere in 2012, 2013, 2014. Should we sell them all as one package, or should we sell them separately? Should we use sealed bid auctions, or should we use English or ascending price auctions or electronic auctions? Okay, so these are the type of questions that economists try to ask and try to answer. And that you should notice, if you pay attention, two things I said. One was minimize, and the other one was best. And so these are typically what economists do, right? You want to either minimize or maximize. Typically we want to minimize the cost and maximize the benefit. Okay. With that, so hopefully you have some idea about what is that economists do. And if you just skip to... And see, here's some careers and jobs, and a few roles for economists. And I should point out that it might be a while before you finish your undergrad degree and become the CEO of a company, right? You know, you don't get to be the CEO just after graduation, unless, of course, you own the company. But if you go around in Australia and overseas, and you ask CEOs of the top 150 companies, what was the degree that they have, and more often than not, the answer is going to be economics. Okay, and the reason is, again, because economists are trying to look at, how best to do particular tasks, what's the way to minimize costs, how to maximize benefits. So it's not surprising that there's so many CEOs of the largest corporations that have economics degrees. Of course, economic advisors, high-level bureaucrats. If you go to Canberra and ask what our top public servants, what is their degree, and again, more often than not, they will have a degree in economics. Recent placements, Reserve Bank of Australia, Federal Treasury, State Treasury, not only in Queensland, but Victoria, New South Wales, South Australia, Western Australia. So these are all people who come to Queensland to hire our our graduates. And of course, a whole range of private companies as well.